Recently, I have received a lot of private messages and comments when I post videos in different philosophy groups in Facebook, all asking me a seemingly simple yet extremely complex question. What exactly do you mean by spirituality when you talk about it? Some people have told me that this word has made them feel weary, even repulsed. They say that this word has been overused and abused to the point where it has become a tool for certain marketers, manipulators, and even deceivers. They say that spirituality is no longer trustworthy. Others have mentioned that they find this word too elusive, too ethereal, less than science, less than logic, less than reality. They ask me, what value does a word that cannot be verified, cannot be measured, hold? And some have expressed that they actually want to believe in it, but are afraid of being led into an unreal, irrational, or manipulated world by the word spirituality. They want to understand, but cannot find a stable entry point. I understand all of these perspectives because I, too, was once like those individuals, confused, hesitant, repelled, doubtful, yet deep down, vaguely knowing that there must be something worth safeguarding behind this word. In many comments and private messages, I have tried my best to respond to each one and explain patiently. But today, I want to directly address this core question that everyone is asking. What is spirituality? When we talk about the word spirituality, it often triggers a series of preconceived, dualistic, or positional thoughts. Sacred versus profane, this shore versus other shore, religion versus science, faith versus rationality. It is this dualistic structure that hinders people from a deeper understanding of spirituality. Most people mistakenly believe that being spiritual must involve religion, gods, faith, or some mystical experience, as if one can only be considered spiritual when kneeling in a temple, chanting mantras, or immersing in some mysterious enlightenment experience. While everyday activities such as artistic creation, scientific research, love and kindness between individuals, or one's introspection, deep gaze, are not considered spiritual. This is the problem we need to address. From the perspective of non-duality, this understanding is fundamentally flawed. Spirituality is not a term exclusive to a specific domain, not the exclusive language of religion, nor a synonym for supernatural experiences, but the natural manifestation of the fluidity of spirit in diverse forms. You see, you are not a religious believer, so how can you call yourself spiritual? Your video used the word spiritual so many times. Are you promoting some kind of mysticism? I am disappointed with this word. It has been overused by too many people. These voices I repeatedly received in the comments and private messages. They come from sincere, perceptive, and thoughtful individuals. This confusion is not accidental. It is the result of the combined influence of language, history, and culture. And it is precisely the fundamental reason I want to clarify today. We must reacquaint ourselves with the word spiritual. Let us first return to the most basic etymology. The Oxford English Dictionary and the Latin English Etymological Dictionary both indicate that the word spiritual originates from the Latin word spiritus, meaning breath and spirit. It does not inherently carry the connotations of mystery, otherworldly, or religion. In fact, spiritus derives from the verb spiri, meaning to breathe. Spirit originally meant the inner life force of a living person. Spiritual was initially used to describe things that belong to the spirit, mind, inner life, without necessary association with religion. This means that spiritual was originally just a description of the spiritual nature, mindfulness, awareness, inner essence of a person, rather than a religion's label. This aligns with the concept of qi in Chinese philosophy, prana, life breath, in Indian philosophy, and pneuma in Greek philosophy. It does not point to a fixed God or essence, but to the manifestation of existence that bridges life and consciousness, tangible and intangible. Therefore, when we speak of spirituality, it is not about whether you believe in a God, but about whether you are responding to the depth of life experiencing the world and manifesting yourself. When facing suffering and still choose kindness, that is spiritual. When you gaze at the painting and feel a wordless connection, that is spiritual. When you engage in scientific research to explore the unknown, to understand and persist, that is spiritual. When you love someone not for precision, but for fulfillment, that is spiritual. This is not mysticism, but the manifestation of spirit. If we start from the meaning of the word, we will realize a profound philosophical truth. As long as you are a person with thoughts, feelings, and inner experiences, you are spiritual. When you gaze at the night sky and feel a sense of tranquility and awe, when you shed tears over music or fall silent before a painting, when you empathize with others' suffering and feel a desire for compassion and action, when you ponder the meaning of existence and the direction of life. All of these are manifestations of your spirit. It is not a divine miracle, not spirit communication, not religious ritual, but the authentic proof of your existence as a spiritual being. This is spirituality. It's not about believing in a God, but about perceiving the depth of life. It is not the exclusive term of religion, but the everyday experience of every consciousness. It is not a synonym for mystical forces, but the spirit's response to the world. Since the word spirituality originally did not carry a sense of mysticism, why has it been misunderstood as overly spiritual, the spokesperson for religion? This is related to its history of multiple appropriations, co-opted by religious systems. In the Middle Ages, the Catholic Church used the spiritual to refer to spiritual matters, contrasting it with the temporal. This dualistic language gradually deprived ordinary people of their natural perception of spirituality and turned it into a privilege of clergy. Abused by mysticism. In the late 20th century, with the rise of the New Age movement, a vast amount of pseudoscience and pseudo-philosophy packaged their theories under the guise of spirituality. This led many rationalists to develop a severe aversion to the word, exploited by marketing. In the capitalist era, spirituality became a label, from meditation apps to spiritual courses, from spiritual jewelry to cosmic wish fulfillment. Spirituality was alienated by consumerism into an emotional commodity in an anxious society. Misled by anti-intellectualism. Most concerning is that some anti-science groups, under the banner of spirituality, disseminate anti-vaccine, anti-technology, and anti-modern civilization ideologies. causing the public to view spirituality as a synonym for ignorance. However, we must be vigilant. Misuse of a concept does not equal to the concept itself being wrong. Just as science has been used to wage wars, surveillance, and oppression, politics has often been used to suppress freedoms, and religion has been used to incite wars. We cannot deny the original intentions of science, politics, and religion because they are misused. Similarly, we cannot abandon the original brilliance of spirituality just because it has been distorted. I would like to propose an updated definition. Spirituality is the conscious resonance of the human spirit with life, with others, and with the cosmos. So, let's reclaim this word. When we say someone is spiritual, we are not saying they commune with spirits, believe in gods, meditate, or read the stars. We are saying they are consciously living. We must reclaim the true meaning of this word, just as we must reclaim the great words like science, faith, love, freedom. They belong to all humanity, not to mystics. So remember this. You are spiritual because you are a being with spirit. Therefore, as you can see, we are not here to deify the word spiritual, but to restore it, to bring it back to its original meaning, a true word belonging to every person. The greatest harm caused by dualistic structures is making people believe that spirituality is otherworldly, transcendent of reality. As a result, spirituality gets confined to temples, rituals, idols, and prayers, losing its genuine expression as the natural unfolding of the human spirit. Let's address a few common misconceptions. 1. Only religious themes in art are spiritual. Incorrect. The spirituality of art depends on whether it expresses a deep state of the human spirit, not on whether the theme is religious. A painting depicting ordinary farmers working, if it evokes feelings of dignity and the beauty of existence, is spiritual. 2. People without faith cannot be spiritual. Incorrect. An individual without religious beliefs, as long as their life reflects honesty, compassion, reflection, and love, their life is full of spirituality. 3. Science is anti-spiritual as it only cares about facts. Incorrect. The greatest scientists have profound spiritual sentiments, not because they believe in gods, but because of their awe of the universe, their love for truth, and their concern for humanity's fate. All of these are spiritual. In the perspective of non-duality, all existence is the manifestation of the One, and each many is the unfolding of the One. Therefore, spirit is not an abstract entity opposed to form, but exists in form and manifests in form. Spirituality is not a product of a specific secret realms, but the responsive structure you exhibit in the here and now. We can summarize this idea in one sentence. Spirituality is not about escaping the world, but about how you respond to the world. When you respond, whether through language, music, science, you are experiencing your spirit, your spirituality. To make the concept more tangible, let's provide some specific examples. A mother caring for her feverish child late at night, seeking no reward, that love is spiritual. A scientist dedicating decades to researching rare disease day in and day out, solely to save lives, that is spiritual. A street artist painting on old wooden boards, depicting the glory of humanity That too is spiritual. A janitor silently humming while cleaning the streets in the early morning, embodying the tranquility of spirit. They may not necessarily believe in gods or partake in religious activities, yet their actions are manifestations of spirit. Many people fear this word because it has been wrapped in too much religion, mysticism, dogma, and deception. But please do not forget, spirituality is not mysterious. It is your most genuine response from deep within. If we can reframe this word, break free from the structure of this word and other word, secular and sacred, we can embrace the most precious part of humanity, our spirit, our capacity to respond, our love, kindness, beauty, faith, hope. This is not a privilege of religion, nor an enemy of science. It is the essence of being human. May we all reclaim this word and breathe new life into it. In every kind conversation, every authentic response, every artistic creation, every scientific exploration, spirituality is unfolding. Let's no longer misunderstand it, reject it, but embrace it, practice it, become it. Therefore, we should sincerely confront a profound question. How do we understand the genuine experience of the inner human world that cannot be simplified to chemistry, data, or mechanisms? It is not mysterious, not religious, but certainly not an illusion detached from the world. It is the tenderness when experiencing love, the empathy when facing hardships, the projection in creating art, the awe and tremor felt when gazing at the stars. This experience, called spirituality, its authenticity does not depend on any name given to it by language. It does not rely on definitions to exist. It does not become more real because we label it as God, spirit, consciousness, or energy field. Nor does it vanish because we deny it, mock it, or ignore it. It does not attach itself to nouns. It lives in experiences. It is not an abstract beyond word concept. It is the present moment you are experiencing. The tranquility between breaths, the flowing sensation in creation, the transparency seen in lovers' eyes, the sudden realization in the wind that the world is not a mechanical operation but a soft reverberation. You may not believe in anything, but you cannot say you have never felt it. That moment of peace, empathy, connection, tears, resonance, those are real. Not theoretically real, but existentially real. Not the real of an external something, but the real of an eternal you responding. It is not a theory, not a metaphysical belief, not a projection of some transcendent entity. It is that moment you become aware of, I am in relation with the world. That instant you feel, I am not isolated. The experience when even in silence, you can hear the reverberation of meaning. This is the essence of spirituality. It does not belong to a concept. It is consciousness awakening to itself in manifestation. And this can never be monopolized by any one word, but is forever intertwined in your life and mine. May we no longer be bound by terminology, but meet in a deeper understanding. That is the true spirituality we have always been seeking.
If you enjoyed this video and want to help support our channel, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.